Hello, friends and actors, and welcome back to the Offstage Acting Podcast, fresh for 2025. Happy New Year to you all! Or should I say, Feliz Año Nuevo? Because in this episode, Jay and I head all the way down to Bogotá, Colombia, to speak with a legend in Colombian theater. Ricardo Camacho, born in Bogotá in 1948, is a distinguished Colombian theater director and co-founder of Teatro Libre. He studied philosophy and letters at the Universidad de los Andes, where he began his theatrical journey in 1969. In 1973, alongside Jorge Plata and others, he established Teatro Libre. Under his direction, the company has staged hundreds of works by both international and Colombian playwrights, significantly enriching the nation's political and cultural landscape, and we get Ricardo to open up about all of that in this episode, even if he is quite humble about his contribution. But his unwavering commitment to the performing arts hasn't gone unnoticed by others in his own country, as in 2017 he earned the Colombian Ministry of Culture's Vida y Obra, or Life and Work Award, in recognition of his lifetime of dedication to the arts and highlighting his immense contributions to Colombian theater. His efforts to foster independent, thought-provoking art and his role in elevating theater as a tool for social change in Colombia has made him a legend in the arts. So, if you're a fan of theater particularly, you're going to enjoy hearing the tales from Liberty Theater and Ricardo Camacho in Bogotá. Viva Teatro Libre!
Do you want me to try like a intro so that you don't have to do it with the headphones? I'll do the talking. Welcome to the Everything Acting podcast, where Todd and Jay talk about everything acting.
All right, let's try it. Here we go.
We'll try it. Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
All right, Jay. It's all up to you, buddy.
That's fine. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Offstage Acting, the Everything Acting podcast, where we talk about everything acting. Welcome. I'm Jay Riem, and I am joined by Todd Kramer.
Todd Kramer.
Me pretending as if I am the host, but I am not.
Thanks for connecting with us today. Wow, great job, Jay. Maybe a little more energy next time.
Oh,
welcome on. It was a mixed compliment.
That's fine.
It's good stuff.
I expect nothing less.
Audiences, chime in and tell us what you thought of Jay's intro there.
Yes, please.
Welcome to the show, everybody. We're going to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, belated.
Yes.
Because today for us is Thanksgiving on the time of this recording. In America, if you're American and you're grateful, then but we all have something to be grateful for, don't we, Jay?
That is exactly right. We sure do.
Yeah.
What are you grateful for?
All sorts, man.
Just everything, bro.
I'm grateful for the way. Yeah, everything's great.
Full of great.
And I'm grateful. I'm full of gratitude. Yeah. You.
What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for coffee and tea and like food that gives me energy. That's what I'm grateful for. I just like good energy food.
Right. Okay.
Maybe that's an addiction, but you know what? Fine.
Good energy food. Yeah, that's a big. I think that's a big start. And Thanksgiving is all about food, as we know. Gluttony. It should be all about like being grateful for a new country and all this stuff. But anyway.
Oh. No, when I do grateful things, I do it what I'm like actually grateful for. So it's not like what I should be grateful for. It's what actually makes me feel grateful.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Well, we're on kind of a theme of America because today's Thanksgiving in America. Mm-hmm. Do you know who discovered America, supposedly?
Well, I mean, according to the Western civilizations, the first one in the history books was Christopher Columbus. Or are you going to say Amerigo Vespucci? Which one?
No, I was going to say Leif Erikson.
Oh, okay.
That's who they really say. It was the Viking that went down and discovered that part, but like Nova Scotia and all that. But no, Christopher Columbus, we'll go with that because I'm trying to lead into Columbus, and then we have Colombia that comes from the root word, because today, everyone, we are going all the way to Bogotá, Colombia.
Wow, what a transition.
Yeah, I made it. I went
Well
for.
done.
Thank you.
Let me think of something backhanded for you. I don't. That was just good. Good job.
Yeah. So today's going to be a little bit educational.
Cool.
Yeah, we're going to talk to somebody who's, I think, very interesting. Um,
Love it.
one of the founders of a theater
Hmm.
in Bogotá, Colombia, called Teatro del Libre.
Okay.
Which, do you know how
Does
to
that mean
translate that?
book of the book?
No, that's like you're thinking like library.
Am I thinking
Um,
of libro? Yeah. What does
the,
libre mean?
this, freedom
Oh.
of democracy, of freedom, of yeah, liberty.
Oh, I love that.
The theater of liberty. Yeah. So a lot of history there. They do great stuff there. I'm not going to show any clips because I want to kind of get right to the guest, but
Love it.
you can check them out. It's and well, he'll tell us all about how they started, what they do, and there's a whole kind of, I want to say, philosophy behind this theater, from what I understand.
Hmm.
And the the outreach to audiences and the programs they put on and how they support the local community and all this kind of stuff. So, are you ready,
Great.
Jay? Are you ready
I
for our guest?
I'm ready.
Well, without further ado, here he comes, our new friend, Ricardo Camacho. Ricardo, buenos dias, amigo. ¿Qué pasa?
Hello.
I forget
Buenos
that.
dias.
Buenos dias. How are you, my friend?
Fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very good. I'm very good. Thank you
Good.
for coming on the show. Thank you for speaking English with us. I assume you spoke some English, so that's why I didn't bother
I
doing that.
apologize. I apologize first of all for my faulty English.
When was the last time you spoke a little English to anyone?
Oh, years ago.
It's been a while. Huh? Yeah.
Right.
Try to center yourself on the screen if you can, there, Ricardo, so we don't lose you. Perfect. Oh, now you've gone the other way. There we go. So we have people watching on YouTube as well. So talk us through a little bit. Let's start from the beginning,
Mm.
a little bit, just about the theater before we get into you yourself. Tell us, was I accurate a little bit about what I was talking about with the Teatro del Libre?
Okay, Teatro Libre means free theater.
Mhm.
That would be the translation.
Mhm.
Well, this company started in 1973,
Oh
Wow.
wow.
and it comprises two venues,
Okay.
600 seat venue
Right.
Wow.
and 180 venues. The small one. The small one is really our base.
Mm.
It comprises a company, a stable and permanent group of
Right.
actors. We are like, I would say 15 now. A drama school, which is now on hold because we are navigating from one university, which we had an agreement, to another university. So that's why it's on hold, and we expect to get on with it in 2025, and well, that's the thing. We do plays from the international repertoire and
Mhm.
Colombian playwrights, and we have a permanent we have a permanent season. We won't stop for holidays or whatever.
Really? Yeah.
We have a permanent season, and well, that's it.
Nice.
Sorry.
Tell
Nice.
us a
Cool.
little bit about the kind of the scene for Colombians in Bogota, for like for the arts in general, for audiences
Okay.
that may not know. Yeah.
Well, uh, from the theater point of view, we have to say we don't have a tradition in this country.
Yeah.
There are like two kind of countries in this continent,
Right.
theatrically speaking. One is the southest countries like Uruguay, Argentina, Chile, Brazil, which had a large and very significant European immigration turn of the 20th century. And that immigration brought along with them theater. So if you see, for example, Buenos Aires, which is Argentina's capital, has more theaters than Paris.
Really?
So it's yeah. But the Andean countries like Colombia, Ecuador, Peru,
Chile.
no, Chile belongs to the first
okay.
category.
Right.
Chile had a strong Italian immigration,
right,
and Spanish. The Andean countries didn't have that immigration. Why? Because of geographical, but mainly for political reasons. So theater in these countries started like second half of the 50s,
right,
of 1950s.
right.
So it's very new. It's very new. So we don't have a tradition. We don't have a tradition of playwrights, of schools, of directors, etc.
Yeah.
So the first generation that that brought to Colombia modern theater.
Yeah.
Was constituted by two men that died not long ago. So these people, for the first time in the country, stage plays by I don't know, classics, Greeks, and modern playwrights. They belong to a generation of which Garcia Marquez, our Nobel Prize, is the outstanding personality.
Right.
So this generation wanted to bring to Colombia the how do you say that, the culture
artistic culture of Europe, kind of
artistic Europe and
classical
America.
artistic culture,
of Europe and North America.
Right.
So this is a generation that was signed by a civil war in this country, and so it's called the generation of the violence, the violence generation. That's how Garcia Marquez called. I belong to the second generation. I mean, this persons that started the modern theater in Colombia could be my father, both of them.
Right.
So,
La Violencia was the kind of era, right?
Right. So what we have here, we have a very large theater life, full of small theaters, like your fringe theaters,
like fringe stuff,
like the fringe,
yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
like the fringe theaters. A lot of them. There are like 45, 50
really
venues in Bogotá. Yeah.
Wow.
What they do new plays, especially new plays. We don't have a national company. We don't have that.
Right.
So what we have is commercial theater, basically comedies, stand-up comedy, and
musicals.
But
and
we don't
things,
have not very much, not that many
musically
but,
themed shows.
Yeah, but especially comedies.
Comedies. Right.
Comedies. Yeah,
that's big.
Comedies. Yeah, comedies and a lot of stand-up. We are fed up with stand-up. Fed up.
Full of
fed up. Yeah. Yeah.
Too many.
Too many
funny Colombians. Huh?
Right. So
right.
These small venues, they stage their own plays.
Right.
plays based on our history, our themes, our social problems, so on.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's the thing.
So a lot of social commentary is coming out of these plays.
Lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't avoid that in a country like Colombia, which is a very complicated situation.
Complicated history
in
as
terms
well.
of history, of violence, of civil war, the drug trafficking, so on. So I mean, you can't avoid that. So the only, I would say, the only repertoire company in this country is Teatro Libre.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
Okay.
we stage plays, not versions of the plays, but plays. For instance, our latest is the Seagull. I mean,
Really?
Oh, by
the
Chekhov.
Chekhovs,
Yeah.
not a contemporary adaptation of Chekhov, but the play itself.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Translated into Spanish.
Okay.
From
Translated
Russian.
into Spanish. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And as I said, we combine that with Colombian playwrights, young playwrights.
Yeah. So you're trying to introduce new talent through the theater, but mixing also with kind of classical theater, traditional theater that comes out of Russia and Europe and North America, right?
Right. We've done Shakespeare. We've done Greeks, Molière, all that.
Wow.
The what they call the repertoire.
Yeah. That's a heavy thing to have to handle for a small theater group.
Yes.
What's the kind of response from the locals? I mean, you selling out shows constantly, or do you have to kind of push people to?
Yeah.
Or do people get it?
Yeah. It's we have a very good response from the audience. A very good response. They because we are filling a void.
Yeah.
Because people
Cultural void, yeah.
want to see classics and modern theater, and we fill that void. So we have a very good response from the audience. We cannot complain. It's very difficult to maintain a company like that because the state subsidies are like 20% of our budget. So we have to get the rest of the money by the ticket sale.
Ticket sales.
Basically.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you're working on a pretty good budget throughout the year, or is it just everything's struggle to struggle, like most theaters?
It's a struggle. It's a struggle by struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
I mean,
war.
It's a war. It's a war. Yeah. It's a cultural war. I get it.
Yeah.
I think everybody who has ever worked in theater understands that experience. I want to ask you, you go back a little bit because you say that you started in the 70s. Now, this is the FARC era, right? Heavy Revolutionary Guard. You talked about Civil War and stuff. Was this sort of a reaction by a few like creatives to break away from some of this, or to respond to what was going on politically and in terms of the violence?
Well, I started in university. I mean, we come from university theater.
Okay.
And that is the late 60s and early 70s, where there was this huge students uprising all over the part.
Yeah.
That probably started in California's campuses. In
Berkeley,
where they stage this sketches protesting against the conscription, the military conscription,
Vietnam War,
for the Vietnam War, and then spread up all over the part. Especially, I don't know, people remind of May '68 in France.
Right.
So we
Spring,
we
Paris Spring.
that was our breathing.
Hmm.
So you're witnessing
social,
that in the 70s. You're seeing this big social uprising.
we
these
were
movements,
part of it. We were
and
part of it.
Then you said, yeah,
We were part of it. We were part of it. We were activists
yeah,
in this movement, and university theater was heavily contaminated by that.
right.
So yeah, so it was the epoch, the influence of the Cuban Revolution, the Chinese Revolution, and so forth. Not so much the FARC, because the FARC was already there.
Yeah,
The
they were gaining
FARC
strength at that point, though. I thought.
What's the FARC?
Yeah, FARC is the
revolutionary
oldest
armed forces.
guerrilla in the world.
Yeah,
that is ended now. Well, the main
right.
the main
In theory, it's ended. Yeah,
interior of the FARC is had
collapsed.
peace conversations with the government, but there are small groups with the name that keep on fighting.
Right.
That has to do with drug trafficking. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They are fed by the drug trafficking. That's the problem, you know.
Mm.
So let's say the revolutionary slogans are no longer
Valid.
valid. No.
Yeah.
Besides, because we have now, for the first time in our history, a leftist government.
Right.
So that invalidates the
revolution.
the revolution. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you seeing some kind of changes in the attitude towards culture under this new government?
Yes. They are very supportive.
More support.
They try to be more supportive of culture.
Yeah.
In spite of the tiny budgets.
Yeah.
But they are trying. Yeah.
Whatever
and
they can do.
They encourage, especially art forms that have to do with our history and with this problem of the let's say non-declared civil war.
Right.
Of all the victims and all of the internal immigration,
right,
and so forth. We don't. We in Teatro Libre, we don't deal with this immediately.
Right.
We don't have. We haven't had plays on these themes lately. We're going to do it.
Okay.
But it's too present.
Right.
I would say.
Right.
It's too present. So we have to have a more detached view from the problems.
Right.
That makes sense.
But there is a certain conscience of in the government that culture is a healing.
Sure.
A very healing antidote for the for all the problems we have.
I'm glad to hear that because we know that, coming to terms with the kind of violent political and difficult history of Colombia over the decades, nothing does that better than art. And theater is definitely a big aspect of that and has been in many cultures since the start of theater. A way of commenting and making commentary, social commentary and things. But so it's interesting to hear how that evolved. Certainly in the 80s, then, if we go from revolution to narco trafficking coming out of Colombia, that's a seriously violent era. How were you able, and that's a fledgling, so you have a fledgling new theater forming 7 years old, let's say, and then you get into the 80s and now you're dealing with violence everywhere and the narco traffickers and things. I mean, how did you mitigate this kind of?
Well, for instance, in the 90s,
Yeah.
we had this the war, the state versus
Right.
the drug traffickers,
Yeah.
and there were
Huh.
bombs, almost every week,
Wow.
and
Oh my
that
gosh.
lasted almost for
in
a
the city.
year
In the city.
in the city and
You know,
in the
car
cities.
bombs and all over
car
the
bombs
country. Yeah,
in the
car bombs in the
cities.
country. Yeah. Yeah.
Not
I
not
remember.
just the capital, not just Bogotá, but
Right.
in general in the country.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The drug traffickers had a reward for each policeman killed.
Wow.
When you kill the policeman, you got
Bounty.
a bounty. That's
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
Oh my
So
gosh.
so the surviving of art and theater specifically
Yeah.
during that was very complicated because people wouldn't um,
Nobody's interested in coming to see comedy.
in going to the streets,
Right. Even
and
going out. Yeah.
yeah,
Sitting in
going
big
out,
groups
yeah,
in one room.
that's it.
Yeah.
Mm.
We also had a major power problem. I mean, electricity problem.
Right. Sure.
Yeah, so we had in those times, 90s. It was a very difficult time for
Yeah.
us, the 90s.
Wow.
We had this power cuts through the day, so we didn't have electricity from, let's say, 8 in the morning to 8 in the evening.
Right.
Oh.
So and theater started at 8. So how can the people
Yeah.
come
Candlelight.
from their places? In candlelight. So it was very difficult. I don't know how we survived. And then the pandemics, no?
Oh yeah, I mean
So
hurdle after hurdle, really. But I mean, particularly in a place like Colombia, where where maybe everyone had the pandemic, and we all had these different various times globally when things slowed down. But I'm trying to imagine how I know how difficult theater is to produce at a university in LA, like when I went to school, and you have a budget and you have a space and you don't have bombs blowing up, going off all around you, and it's really tough to put on a show. Now, take all that stuff and transfer it over to a place like Bogotá, Colombia in the 90s. How difficult it must have been in the many hurdles, but yet unreal, yeah. Audiences must have developed a certain kind of a genuine loyalty, and and a true desire, and I think I imagine a loyalty to
Mhm.
your theater. Is that fair?
it was a form of, I mean, the coming of the audience was a form of defying,
Right.
of
Everything
defying
else that's going on. Yeah.
those threats and that violence. It was a form of defying. I mean, every spectator that came into our theater knew exactly what was risking, and
Right.
he knew that it was a statement against
Yes.
violence.
Whereas
I'm not staying.
right.
I'm gonna make my life, and if there is a play, I'm gonna see that play,
Right.
and that's it.
It's almost a form
Of
of
course,
protest.
the audience, the audience diminished, of course, but we kept going on.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but we kept going on.
Yeah, it's literally almost like a form of protest, isn't it?
Righty.
Where you can go out and well, you're not going to hit the streets with, I don't know, Molotov cocktails, although I'm sure many did. I know that there was the storming of the palace in 1985 and
Right.
these kinds of issues. But if you're not interested in that, you're kind of a creative person, you had an outlet through Teatro Libre to say, okay, we can show our support for the arts. We can go out, we can create some kind of something that is a commentary on this social situation, and we can go support that. Is that accurate?
Yeah, right. Right. I mean, through history, theater has gone through a lot of situations.
Yeah.
And as I don't know who said that, governments rise, theater is still there. Government fall, theater is
Theater's
still there.
Yeah.
War, theater is still there. Peace, theater is still there. So it's like a gin that we have in this
Tonic.
in this profession.
Right.
That no matter what the circumstances are, we keep on. We keep on. We must keep on through the. If you remember, during the I don't know the late Middle Ages, the plague.
Mm-hmm.
The plague ravaged
Right.
the cities and theaters.
Yeah.
But they kept on.
They're still doing
Shakespeare,
shows at the Globe. Yeah.
yeah. Shakespeare went to his with his company to perform in small towns during the plague.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
theater and the plague, as the book by Antonin Artaud says, it's very similar.
Mm.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. Let's talk about Senor Camacho a little bit. Where are you from originally? Where were you
I'm
born?
from Bogotá.
You're from the city, huh?
Yeah.
Born and raised in the city.
Right.
Did you have parents in the arts, or
No.
were you ever
No.
exposed as a child?
My eldest brother was a writer.
Okay.
He was a literary critic and novelist,
Right.
poet. But that's it. And
Okay.
I have an uncle who was a frustrated man of theater, but
Right.
I didn't have that intimate relationship with him.
Okay.
So I admire him very much. I still admire him. He's long dead now.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's it for my family.
What did your father do?
My father was a clerk. He worked in a tobacco company.
Okay.
That's why I smoked for almost 40 years.
Okay, free tobacco.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
Free
yeah.
tobacco. That's it.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
He brought it home like for Christmas and everything. Here you go, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. And your mother, just how many siblings do you have?
We were 4 brothers. I
Wow.
am the youngest.
Okay.
And my mother was a housewife.
Homemaker, taking care of the boys.
4
Right.
boys.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Handful.
you had a kind of decent childhood. I mean,
3 boys.
3 boys, and
But,
you.
sorry. Yeah.
It sounds like
3 men, one woman.
Oh, you had a sister?
Oh, okay.
Oh, 3 men and
Yeah.
and yeah.
And a sister. Yeah.
So that's fairly middle class, I guess, for Colombia at the time.
Right. Exactly.
bad.
Middle class.
So when did you kind of start going? Well, you went to the university, and did you get involved in theater immediately, or was that an interest from childhood?
Well, I went to a French school in Bogotá, and
Mais oui.
the teachers there,
Mm-hmm.
they had a group, a theater group.
Right.
They staged plays
And
so
en
probably-
français?
en français.
Mhm.
Just them, not with these
Sure.
students. Just them.
Just them.
So and some members of the French community in Bogotá.
Right.
So probably that was the first time I watched a play, a whole play.
Right.
Okay.
So I was struck by it.
Yeah.
I was struck, and
Were you speaking
then
French
I-
at that time? You understood everything, or it didn't matter?
yes, 11 years in that college, I should have learned something.
Right.
Well,
What was the play? Do you remember?
I better did.
Yeah, you
it.
better have, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the play? What was
So
the play?
it was a UNESCO's play, but I can't remember the
Okay.
exact title. The Jacob of the Submission. Probably,
Okay, right. That sounds
probably,
very, very
probably.
religious.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, Jacob or the submission.
Okay.
Jacques ou la soumission, I think. Well, and then I went to the university and I read literature and philosophy. But since getting into the university, we started a group there, a company there,
Okay.
a theater
Yeah.
there, and we stage plays,
Right.
very politically influenced.
Yeah.
Yeah, very big because of what I said before,
Right. The
because
situation you're
Yeah.
in. What
of
year
the
was this that
situation.
you were, when were you in uni? What years?
67,
Okay. So
1967.
that's right
Yeah.
at the time. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
the
that's when
revolution, the global revolution.
the students' revolution began to evolve.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's it. So during the 4 years I stayed in university, I combined the literature and philosophy with theater. And then when we finished university, some of the members of this group, we decided that we wanted to stay in the theater, to make a living out of theater,
Mm-hmm.
not financially.
Right.
This is very important.
Nobody ever thought I'll make a good living out of theater.
Okay,
Nobody in their right mind, but yeah, we get it.
okay.
But you want to do
So
this
and
for the rest of your life.
writing.
Yeah.
That's almost 60 years now.
Right. Wow.
Oh.
And yeah, and then we started the Teatro Libre in 1973. Our model were these European companies, like the Moscow Art Theater,
Yeah.
like Berliner Ensemble, like Piccolo Teatro de Milano, and so forth. I mean, like the idea was a stable company,
Right.
where people could go from one character to another.
Yeah.
And
One show to the next.
a show to the next, and have a stable collective of people.
Right.
That was the
ensemble.
idea.
Yeah.
And to try to educate ourselves, because we didn't have a formal training.
Right.
So
Sure.
we started to travel,
Okay.
and to have foreign guests as teachers.
Right.
Many from United States, England, and France, especially.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. That was our training. Our
Right.
training through this workshops with guest professors,
Right.
and teachers and directors and all that. And then we also traveled. I went to for a director's course in the UK. That was in 80 something, 87.
Right. Is that where you met Carol? Was it?
Right, exactly when I met Carol Branson.
Yeah.
And then I had a master's in University of the Montfort, Masters of Art. And some of the other members of the company went to France, to England, to the States, and they finished the training there. And that's it. And then in 1986, there was a drama school, a state drama school, which the state shut down.
Okay.
Oh.
And so there wasn't a single place where a young actor could try to learn the craft. Right. So we started this school, this drama school, 4-year drama school.
Yeah.
And then in 2007, we went in partnership with a local university, so that the the students could have a degree,
Hmm.
and
Through the
then the
university.
pandemics,
Yeah. Right.
then the pandemics made that very difficult,
Hmm.
and the drama school was shut down, and so we are navigating, as I explained in the beginning of this chat, to another university, which with which we
Okay.
expect to
Cooperate.
to reopen the school next year.
Okay. Wow. That's
Okay.
exciting. That's exciting.
Yeah, I hope it works.
Oh, hopefully.
Yeah. That's important that that people that get involved in this can come out with something that they can tangible that they can then take and say, well, some kind of certification, I guess.
Yeah.
Tell me about the space. Have you always been in the same space? When did you get this space?
The first space, which is a small venue, 180 seats.
Is that the original?
That's the original. It was an old house
Right.
in the old neighborhood in Bogotá,
Right.
the colonial neighborhood.
Yeah, the original. Okay.
It
Yeah.
was
Must be
it
beautiful.
was a derelict house, so we rebuilt it with
Wow.
our own hands.
Nice.
We were the masons. We were the masons there for a year.
Wow. Yeah, I
And
get it. Cool.
we had this. Now we have this space which is very beautiful, which is a lovely
How did you get?
space.
How did you get it? Was it given to you, or did you?
Yeah,
pull your
no,
money
it
to
was a fund. It was a fund from the local council,
Wow.
from the Bogotá's council.
They say you can have this old house. You got to fix it up, and then it's yours.
But we did a lot of things, concerts and auctions, artists auctions,
Right.
and
Stand-up comedy.
gifts. No,
Not
that didn't
then.
exist.
Didn't exist.
That didn't exist at the time.
I can only imagine Colombian stand-up.
Okay. No, that's a plague. I don't know. You have no. It's a plague.
It's
It's incredible, because the only thing you need is a mic, a microphone, and that's it.
Right.
And that's
and a big
you don't
mouth.
have and a big mouth, and you don't have to invest anything, whatever it sets,
Right.
props, whatever, and
Very
that's
low
it.
budget form of theater.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
But having
And
a
it's very
space,
popular here.
yeah. Well, I'd love to see some, to be honest, just to see what it's all about. But I know it's no substitute for the creative, the artistry that you guys bring,
Right.
and the influence you have on this on the community.
So in 1988, there was this bigger theater, which was converted into music, classical music venue, and well, they went bankrupt, and the main character in this musical theater, which was a clavier player. Clavier, how do you say that?
Piano.
Clavicembalo. No, clavicembalo.
That's it's like an organ, organ.
No, the piano's father.
Oh, the clavichord.
Clavichord. Yeah.
Clavichord. Okay.
Yeah. Clavier. Yeah. Okay. Well,
I think that's right.
He was a very close friend of us, and
nobody plays that anymore.
You, of course.
Do they play it?
Many.
Still, somebody plays
in ancient music. It's very famous.
Oh, back in the day, but now nobody today plays that.
Now in the day, now.
Really? Okay.
You have many clavicembalo players, but
Many South
many.
American thing. Okay.
No.
I'm gonna look that up, Ricardo. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You better do that. Okay.
Okay, fair enough. So he plays this. Yeah, beautiful.
Okay, and so he was very close to Teatro Libre. He had a concert, a benefit concert for Teatro Libre for the first venue, and then he said, "You must have this theater, because otherwise we will be
empty."
Empty, yeah, and we will have to sell it to I don't know, clothing warehouse or whatever.
Right.
And he got the money for us to buy it.
Wow.
He
Oh my
helped us
gosh.
to get the money. He helped us to get the money because he didn't want to lose all the effort they had done for this theater. So
He didn't
that's
go.
why
Did he go to
we got that
Pablo
theater.
Escobar? How did he get that money? He didn't go to Escobar for it, did he?
No, he went to the bank. No, Escobar wasn't very famous at that time. And
That's okay. One of his.
l-
I was just saying. Okay, good.
okay,
The bank gave you money. Okay.
so
nice.
that's it. And we have this second venue, 650 seats, or something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Big.
That's
And but this venue is not the base for
right.
Teatro Libre.
No, it's a multi-purpose.
Like a commercial.
Right,
Yeah.
commercial, yeah.
Variety. Jazz
There are a
music.
lot of
I see you did
musicals,
festival did jazz. You did-
commercial theater,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
of course,
Traveling acts.
stand-ups.
Stand
I
up.
knew you were gonna say
Oh, I can't believe you let them.
We had a jazz festival for 25 years,
Nice.
Oh,
International Jazz Festival.
International. Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. So that's the venues.
Right.
Italian Puccini March, the
Beautiful.
second one, and the first one is not a black box. It's
Right.
It's a fixed.
It's a house that you
Yeah, it's a
converted.
fixed stall.
Yeah.
But
you
it's
built a
but
stall.
it's-
Yeah.
right.
Raised seating. On
Right.
risers?
proscenium.
Yeah. No proscenium.
Proscenium, yeah,
Proscenium.
Yeah.
Oh,
proscenium,
okay.
yeah.
Wow.
No, but not the
Right.
arch,
Right.
not the
The
arch.
the proscenium seating, like you have.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
One side of the stage, the audience doesn't surround the stage. They're on one.
No, one
one
side of the stage. Yeah.
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 And this new space, is that purpose built or was that
No,
be-
it was an old theater. It
was
was
originally
a
like
converted theater.
converted theater?
A
Nice.
converted theater.
Wow. That's great. So, Ricardo, what do you consider yourself? Are you a director, a producer, actor?
I was
No, I
wondering
am
this.
What do you do?
No, I am a director. I can't
Director.
write. I
stop.
can't act. I'm a lousy actor.
You did a bit
So
of
I'm a
acting, though, haven't
director.
you? You've done a
A very big, yeah. Unfortunately, for the small audience that went to see me, yeah.
bit. That are still recovering from the performance.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, that's right.
Um,
Bad memories. Bad
well, was that with
memories.
the Berliner? I heard you did some work with the Berliner ensemble.
Well,
Ah,
we had this big festival in Colombia.
right.
What was I have to say that was the most important theater festival in the world.
Really?
We had companies from the Royal Shakespeare Company, National Theatre, Piccolo Teatro de Milan, Berliner Ensemble, Moscow Art Theatre,
Wow.
Wow.
so
When
on
was
and
this?
so on.
What year?
That started in 1988, I think.
Was that like
And
a
it went
regular
on,
annual?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. And it went on for, I don't know, 15 years.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Well, and then for the first festival, they had the Berliner Ensemble with the 3 penny opera.
Nice.
And
Wow.
I got notice that they needed to how do you say that, figurant, to 2 actors for to do a couple of cops
Okay. Yeah.
for policemen.
Play a couple police.
Yeah. And
You put
So,
your hand up, or somebody
yeah,
volunteered. you?
they contact me. You want to do that? Yes, of course. I want to be backstage with the Berliner Ensemble, and
Yeah.
I have this opportunity. Was why not? And that was it. I have a very small part, very small, tiny part, like 2 or 3 scenes, and I got to say when Mac the Knife flees from the police, I got to say, fliegt. in German. So
Sehr
that
gut,
was
yeah.
my
That was
yeah, sehr
somebody
good, yeah,
somebody worked with you on the
right.
pronunciation, phonetic.
No. It's very similar to French, so
Okay.
I
Okay.
didn't need a coach. No,
I bet you were brilliant
You stole the
as a
show. I
cop,
bet you
as
stole
a
the show.
cop,
as
yes,
a cop. With
absolutely,
your one line,
yeah,
I bet
because
you
that
stole
was
the show.
my only line. Yeah,
I've done a few roles like that myself back in the day. That's good.
that was
So,
it's a wonderful experience to be
yeah.
inside a company like the Berlin Ensemble. It was because that was my first experience with such a company.
Mm.
It was like
Big
30 actors,
international, yeah.
musicians, technicians, a bit like I don't know your companies, Royal Shakespeare Company or National Theatre. No?
Mm-hmm.
But that was my first experience inside, not watching a
Seeing a
rehearsal,
show, but
but
being
inside.
being part of the
Yeah.
And did you travel with them at all, or were you just in like
No,
Berlin?
no. They had I think 4 days run, and they
Okay,
took off.
right.
Mm.
That's great. But you did mention that you've traveled a bit. I know you've been to Britain several
Yeah,
times, and you studied
yeah,
here, obviously, and all that.
right,
Have you managed to take shows on the road, as it were?
Yes, of course. We have done shows in France and
Mhm.
Spain,
Okay.
and in many Latin American countries, of course,
Yeah.
and in the States also.
Now, I've also, in the States, I've heard that you have won quite a few prestigious awards. I know you're humble
Oh.
and humble guy, but what kinds of things have you been like yourself personally and the theater? I mean, how have you been recognized, as it were?
Well, there was this award called uh, Life and Work, Life and Work,
Okay.
and I will by both the government, the state, I mean,
Right.
the national government, and the Bogotá's government.
Like a lifetime achievement.
I'd like a lifetime achievement.
Yeah.
That's it.
What,
That's a big deal.
vida y trabajo or something like this?
Yeah. But the award was
Tiny. Not as
just
big
a
as
little.
low budget. It's a very prestigious award, but it wasn't very big.
righty.
You want something big you can put on your mantle where people can see. So you got a lifetime achievement award from the Colombian government. That's amazing.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
When was that?
Yeah. Like 8 years ago.
Oh,
Okay.
and then that puts pressure on you, like, oh man, I got to do more stuff.
I gotta
It's
keep
not
doing
over.
it.
Keep
I
doing it.
guess.
Yeah. But I don't know what else could I do.
Yeah, I understand. I think Jay will also say we get the feeling you're a theater guy. It's in your
Yeah.
bones, like it's in your veins and
Yeah.
la sangre, for sure. Because what I'm wondering is like, in terms of why I ask about the awards and stuff, because I know it brings that kind of thing brings focus and attention to what I would call a project like Teatro Libre. This is sort of a community project, a social project, right? And the more kind of awards that are given and recognition that's given to the theater, the people who run it, the people who are in it, its founders and all that, the more focus is brought to the project and the more it can grow in the future.
Right. Yeah, I would say that it's a fact that every theater is political in a way or another.
Yeah, true.
And but in this country, that is absolutely true. I mean, when you work for the sensitivity, and intelligence of the people, you have to think that a person that comes to the theater would be in some way changed his viewpoint on things.
Yeah.
And theater would allow him to have a different experience from life.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's being on. So in that sense, that person, the experience that person got in theater won't stay with him, inside him, but would reflect on the community.
Yeah.
And that's what we think in political terms, not in terms of black and white world.
Yeah. Yeah. You can definitely shape, move, change the attitudes, the perceptions, the opinions of people, just as probably yours were changed when you first watched your French teachers do a performance and think, wow, this
Right.
is because it's very immediate and it's very like right up front in your face.
Yeah.
A lot of
Do you
energy.
choose? Do you yourself, Ricardo, choose the plays for Teatro Libre?
Yeah, we have an artistic committee, and we
Mhm.
Got it.
submit all of the initiatives to this committee. Yeah, but generally speaking, we are two directors right now in the theater,
Right.
and well, we submit the plays we want to do to this committee, and we discuss them and with the rest of the company, and we must see if that is possible, if that is useful,
Yeah.
if that can be done. That can be done. Do we have the
Right. You have
means? We
the
do have
budget
the
for it.
actors.
Yeah.
We have the budget, and
Logistically.
and we think it's worth doing that.
Yeah.
And that
Are we
audiences will
saying,
respond to, right?
yeah, but for us, is it significant? Is it significant
Yeah.
for us?
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and
Does it
yeah,
mean something, right? What kinds of
right.
shows are you finding are, and maybe it's changed over the years, I'm sure it has, are the most sort of interesting, compelling to audiences, apart from the stand-up comedy? Like what are they attracted to, and what do you see?
From what I do, from what we
From what
do,
the show, like which shows, what type of theater are is interesting to audiences in Colombia?
good theater, I would say.
So
Good
they're just
theater.
interested in good quality theater. There's no
Yeah,
particular
right.
themes or anything. They're
No,
not. It's not like
no. Of
right.
course, um, there is a preference for plays that deal with Colombian themes
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
because of the immediacy.
Yeah.
Because of the immediacy of the problems, of
Yeah.
course. But well, for instance, we did Aeschylus Oresteia and stayed in for I don't know 2 years, 3
Oh,
years.
I don't know that piece. Yeah.
Yeah, and we
that-
did. We also did a trilogy of Dostoevsky.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
We adapted the latest novels, the
Wow.
last novels,
Dostoevsky's latest
Crime
novels.
and Punishment, and
Yeah.
The
Who?
Idiot, and so forth.
Wow.
And
Wow.
that was, that was 20 years ago. And
Yeah.
Crime and Punishment is still on.
Wow.
Is still on the repertoire.
Is it?
Yeah.
Who's
So
doing
that
who's doing the adaptations? Who's doing the translations? Where are you getting those from?
we had a dramaturg that died. I don't know, 2
Right.
months ago.
Oh no.
And
Okay.
I adapted Crime and Punishment, but the other Dostoevskys were adapted by this lady who died.
Right.
Sorry for your loss.
Yeah. It's interesting. I just want to show real quick, if I can, a little bit of some for the audiences here. It's going to be in Spanish, but I kind of want to give a glimpse into what we find here. I hope I don't need to press anything. This should work. Let's see. So here's a
¿Todos
bit.
al teatro? ¿Todos al teatro? No, ¿qué es eso? Espera, voy a llamar a alguien que nos puede contar mejor.
I'll scroll through it a little bit so you get a feel? Kind of showing the some of the
Venimos a un
shows and
encuentro
people
de
coming
teatro.
in.
Lo que espero de venir aquí es que me construya un poco más como en esta formación de artista. Nosotros somos un colectivo, lo que buscamos es llenarnos.
I'll just scroll through it. But you can see the kind of quality. I mean, it's really like the space looks beautiful.
It does.
You can see it's like takes over a whole corner block, young people everywhere.
Responsabilidad social empresarial y de
Kind of like a lot of
sostenibilidad
excitement.
vamos a beneficiar a dos
There's a lot
fundaciones
of
o dos
buses here,
comunidades.
students all
Una
signed
es
up.
la
I mean, it's
y la oportunidad
and you
de
can
estos
tell by
eventos.
just from this video, like it's for young kids there, children's theater.
Wow.
And
Entonces
the
estamos
word that
trabajando en ese sentido.
keeps coming up in like a clip like this is
En el
cultura,
teatro.
cultura. So when we talk about there we go. Okay, you get back to this. Yay, it's cool, huh?
Yeah.
So culturally speaking, like, how would you and maybe some of your colleagues there like describe the changes and the cultural influence of this theater in Bogota and in Colombia in general, and maybe even in South and Latin America? How has it shaped the culture? You know?
Well, that's a huge question.
It's a big question, I know.
Yeah.
It's a big question for a book.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
The thing is, there are many people in this country haven't watched
Proper
a
theater.
play.
Right.
Never, especially in the backwards zones of this country, of the city and of this country.
Right.
And now that's changing. That's changing.
Right.
When we started, we did a lot of tour in this country.
Okay.
A lot of love. We toured everywhere. We went everywhere. Back in the
All the
late
jungles.
yeah, righty. Yeah. Back in the late 70s.
Right.
And then we had the problem, the trafficking problem, the
Yeah.
drug problem.
Yeah.
So
Dangerous.
this the tour situation went down.
Yeah.
Right.
We couldn't travel. We couldn't
Right.
travel anymore.
Not safe.
We couldn't travel because of the war, of the drug war. And then now, in spite of all the problems, where the drug trafficking is still on, the small guerrillas, etc., so on, we can travel a lot more. And so we go to places where people have never seen a play before.
Right. Wow.
And we stage apart from the show, we do workshops with them, especially with the young audiences.
Yeah. Give them a little
And
acting.
that's
space.
changing.
Yeah.
And if you see, there are theater groups all over the park. I mean, it's very difficult to find a single town in this country. Let's say 20,000 people or more, without a theater, without a group theater.
Some kind of theater group.
Yeah,
Wow.
some kind of theater.
Big change.
That's a big change. That's a big
Yeah.
change.
And it really did start with this theater, Teatro Libre, I guess, essentially, right?
Not just us. Not just us. Have to be fair. Not just us.
Right.
There were others.
Well, but you're the oldest, I imagine. Nobody's doing anything.
there is an
Is there?
oldest company.
Oh,
called,
well, why are we
Teatro
talking
La
to you
Can-
then? Let's talk to.
I don't know. Why did you choose me?
No, sorry. What was it? What's the name of it? What's it called?
It's Teatro La Candelaria,
Ah.
which is the director, now deceased, is the founder of modern theater in Colombia.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
Was because
Yeah.
he died.
Yeah, he's passed away now.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I'm really intrigued. This whole the experience of theater globally, because obviously, Jay and I, we have our
Yeah.
experiences based on our Western cultures, English speaking Western culture, but you have a Spanish speaking culture in a smaller country, remote, lots more obstacles. Have to develop the culture. There's a history of English theater and Greek drama and Italian and all this, but in Latin and South America, not so much, right? So it's interesting, isn't it, Jay?
Yeah, it's amazing that it started just in the 50s. Yeah, that kind of I wouldn't have expected that. To me, theater is so old.
Right.
But to like other countries, it's not. It's a new. So that's really interesting. I didn't know that.
Are there any kind of famous modern plays that have come out of all this process that you can point to that from local writers? Like who are some of the better
Well,
writers,
we
better plays?
we did a one-woman show written by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, our Nobel Prize.
Right.
It's called Love Diatribe Against a Seated Man.
Right. Okay.
It's a monologue.
Yeah.
We did it in London, actually. We did it in London.
Oh, did you? Oh, wow. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
we did it in London. And well, that's a very famous play. It's
Okay.
it's a one-man show, a one-woman show, and it's Garcia Marquez, which is fascinating.
Yeah. Okay, I know that name.
Love Diatribe.
He's a famous director, right?
Who-
A writer,
who?
rather. I mean, Garcia Marquez.
He won the Nobel Prize.
Right. Yeah. For writing, for the play.
For writing. No, not for that play. For
Right.
writing. His main novel is 100 Years of Solitude.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Huh.
Which is now made into a Netflix series that starts in December, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's fascinating.
Cool. 100 Years of Solitude. It's a good name.
It's the best novel written in Spanish after Don Quixote.
Okay.
Wow.
Noted.
I was always a fan of. In college and university, a friend of mine produced a one-woman show by Robert Athaide called Miss Margarita's Way, and I attempted to reproduce it here in London years ago. I just picked the wrong actress, but I was in contact with Robert about it. He's Brazilian. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's a great show, and it's kind of based on. She's a school teacher, and the audience is the classroom of students, and it's kind of based on the dictatorship of Brazil in the 70s, 80s, and it's a really powerful piece. 60s, I guess, more of the dictatorship. But anyway, so a powerful one-woman show coming out of South America is Central South Latin America. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah. Well, Ricardo, appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's really amazing. What's next for Teatro Libre? What do we got?
We're working on an adaptation of a novel by a Colombian contemporary writer, and we are trying to achieve an old project of the Chekhov plays. So next would be Three Sisters.
Three Sisters.
Wow.
So that's the two main projects we have.
So ambitious. That's seriously ambitious, huh?
I love those plays.
Yeah.
I love that you're doing them.
And it's really great to see the youth and the local people, like in this video, they're just coming out and appreciating theater, and you guys are doing a beautiful job. I hope to come to Colombia someday and come see a show.
You must come. You must come.
You give a discount ticket?
We'll send you an
We'll
invitation,
work it out.
but
We'll work
you pay all the expenses, but we send you an invitation.
But you get the invitation. All right.
Okay.
Ricardo, thanks, buddy. We'll
Thank
let you
you.
go. Really appreciate it.
Okay.
I'll let you know how everything goes, and we'll
And
sign you off here.
that's you let me know when this is airing.
Yes, I'll send you all the links and everything.
Okay.
Hang out for a
okay.
minute. We'll just wrap it up with me and Jay. Any last
Okay.
words?
No, it's okay. It's nice experience. I hadn't speaking English for
Oh my God,
years now, so
you did very well.
You did
I really appreciate it.
great.
Yeah,
no,
it's hard to get the tongue to
I'm
remember.
ashamed. I am ashamed. I forgot everything.
Es perfecto. Es más mejor de mi español.
No.
Okay. Muchas
Thank
gracias.
you very much.
Mucho
Thank you.
apreciado.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, there he goes. Ricardo Camacho. Está muy bien. ¿Qué quieres? ¿Qué
I'm
creas?
good. I am still. This has got me thinking about. I love that you brought in a political, reminding the viewers that theater is so about the
Yeah.
people and going through hard times, because that's what theater really. I mean, we hear about it. Like, I learn about it in school,
Yeah.
and so actually hearing someone that's like, oh yeah, the people, like, there were car bombings going on every week, but people came to the theater
Mm.
to be like, no, I am going to continue living my life.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to the theater. Thank you very much. That's so cool.
It's amazing. I mean, I've pointed this out before, but when I moved to the Czech Republic, the president at the time was Václav Havel, playwright.
That's right.
They were producing plays under communism when they were under severe sort of restrictions, and they had to surreptitiously produce plays that were anti-establishment, anti-political, but came under the guise of something else, and people would go, and they'd often get in trouble, or they'd be watched by the the
Well,
KGB.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's what, like, a lot of Chekhov plays, Anton Chekhov, like,
Yeah.
he wrote those plays to be like, oh, it's still like under the guise of like, oh, we're
This is
supposed to
just a
be for the
story about
Russian.
people, right?
Yeah, and
But
like
you
this is
see the
okay.
decay in there. Yeah.
But like he puts in little like stories of like real
Yeah.
people, and it's just like in it, it's not the main focus, but like
It's
within.
in there, and the audiences, sophisticated audiences, understand what the true message is. But it survives. It's always
Yeah.
been a point of commentary. Nowadays we have other forms, documentaries and movies and mini things and
Yeah.
series and all that stuff. But theater is still, I think, the most poignant and most, as we said, personal and imperative and immediate kind of way to reach out, because there's nothing more powerful than a live human right in front of your face,
That's right.
saying stuff and
Yeah.
doing it well and performing. So,
Yeah.
well, check them out if you happen to be in Bogotá, Colombia.
Great.
Go check out Teatro Libre. It's a great
See.
opportunity. See,
Yeah.
is that the extent of
See.
your Spanish? See,
No, I know more Spanish, but I'm not gonna do it to try to prove myself.
Fine, like I do. You mean?
Yeah. Yes, that was the subtext. Thank you for reading and saying it. I'm
not.
joking.
I was gonna speak Spanish to you now, but I don't want to say.
Okay.
Okay, muchas gracias, amigos, amigas. Todo bien.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Thank you for listening and checking in to the Offstage Acting Podcast. I've been your host, Todd Kramer.
I've been the sidekick, Jay Riem.
There he is. And our special guest today was
Ricardo
Camacho from Teatro Libre in Bogotá, Colombia.
Really great.
Stay acting, keep acting, get acting, and we'll see you next time on Offstage Acting. Until then,
bye.
Adios.
I guess I have.
Headshot. Recent too, not from 10 years ago.
Okay.
When you had hair, but now.
Okay. Okay.
Bueno.
Okay. I still have.
You've got a little. Oh, there's a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poco. Thank you so much, buddy. I
Okay.
appreciate you so much. That was great.
Really great.
Okay. Thank you very much. Take
Ciao.
care.
Bye.
Okay. Ciao.
Bye.